Alright, we're going to get into this. Resident Evil 9 comes out February 27th next year in 2026. There's been a lot of theories, but we're going to tackle a very specific kind, so let's get into it. Who is the Hooded Man? Well, the Hooded Man isn't Leon, alright? It's not freaking Spencer, it's not Wesker, it's not even Lewis, alright? Those are all ridiculous, alright? Stop it. Alright, I'm going to direct your attention to a man called Brandon Bailey. Brandon Bailey was a virologist and protege of Dr. James Marcus, becoming one of the founding members of the Umbrella Pharmaceuticals Company. And just like many of the members, he was excised from the history of the Umbrella Corporation by Oswald E. Spencer. And afterwards, he founded the Connections. The Connections are very prominent right now. And everything Bailey has done involved Resident Evil 5 with the progenitor virus. He helped with that and all that bad stuff. So here's what the Connections have done. Encounter with Miranda. The Connections encountered Miranda and offered her help in finding a means to resurrect her daughter. So, Miranda, in turn, gave them some mold to work on. And eventually, years down the line, they created the most advanced series of it called the E-Type. And the E-Type was Evelyn. And this is how it all began with Resident Evil 7. Of course, they needed a caretaker, so they had those two people, Mia and that other guy, Alan or whatever his name was, and everything happened on that boat. They also made the Neurotoxin, or the Necrotoxin, I should call it, that could destroy that type, and that was used by Ethan Winters at the end of the game. What does that mean for now? He could be in the ruins of Raccoon City looking for more research. Who knows? We don't actually know what he looks like. We've only ever heard of him. That would be interesting to see the head of the Connections actually show up. Now, the second theory I've had that actually sounds pretty neat is bringing back yet another Outbreak character, and that would be George Hamilton. Now, George Hamilton was one of the 8 survivors that you could play as, and there's a bit more that I want to go into. So, let's read his little synopsis, shall we? George Hamilton was a doctor who worked at the city's local hospital. That's Raccoon City, by the way. He specializes in surgery and has a reputation among his patients as a top-notch surgeon. Although he doesn't lead the charge, he's a mature man with a receptive and cooperative nature who naturally earns the trust of others. His hobby, collecting watches. A couple things to bring up to him. His status is uncertain. We don't know what happened to him either. There was a theory that I saw going around a little bit. But anyways, he knew a man named Peter Jenkins, where they both studied virology. Same thing that Brandon Bailey, such a weird name. He also studied that. The two were not particularly close. So, to dive in, Peter Jenkins also has a part. He's a zombie right here. Researcher and lecturer. Go away, Cyberpunk. He was a researcher and lecturer at the Raccoon University who had a hand in making the Daylight vaccine, which halted the T-virus infection. Now, another thing that I think would be interesting to point out is what ending of Outbreak is canon. Clearly, they might be going with Alyssa got the Daylight vaccine, and yeah, she got that and had Grace, and he has like the antibodies in him. Now, how would George be coming back to this? I don't really know. This is kind of just another throwing it at the wall and see what sticks. But it would be interesting to see another Outbreak character coming back. George could have somehow had something go on with him with the T-virus. Maybe the T-virus bonded with him. I don't know. So yeah. It would be interesting to see George coming back, if that is a thing. It's just something to point out. Anyways, that was just some random theories to throw out there. Thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.